So when you buy a new cat bed, think about not just the shape or the size of it, but also the color of it, because that can be really impactful. Like one of my boys, Leo, he won't go into a white bed, right? Which is interesting you said about your white cat. So Leo's a black cat and he loves red. So he's very ungrounded. So the root chakra, which is connected to the red color, that's to do with grounding and a cat feeling safe in its environment. Leo was previously feral, so he can be ungrounded. He can feel, unstable as much as he's got a happy home. So he likes to use red. So he goes onto a red blanket. He goes to one of the red beds that we've got. So it can be really interesting when you start to see your cats using different colors in their home, like they might go and sleep on a certain chair. You can start to understand, which energy center are they working with? Which chakra are they balancing? It can be really fascinating.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I'm definitely familiar with color therapy in people. Like I know they say red can be the color of passion and like hunger. And they say blue and green is a little more calming and grounding. So I think, there's those stereotypes that kind of surface level that people might be familiar with. But I think taking it that level deeper into what the actual vibrational frequency is and how that affects us energetically is really cool to start learning about.
Yeah. And like you said, Megan, like we are affected by color. You'll go to your wardrobe one day, you'll look at your wardrobe, you'll be like, oh, I'm going to wear this top. And it's not just the comfort, the shape, the cut, the fabric, it's the color. You think about marketing and when you go into the supermarket and if you want to, when it's a nice cool day or a gray day, like our mood, our frequency, our energy is impacted by color. And it's exactly the same for cats. So with color therapy, you can give your cat the option. If you wanted to lift your mood, you might go for a walk in the forest where it's green. You might go to the sea where it's, blue. So when you bring color into the home, you give your cat that choice. You give them the opportunity, particularly for indoor cats as well, but it's just as good for outdoor. You give them the opportunity to manage their emotions, to manage their mental health, their emotional health, and also to support their physical health. So it's really multifunctional when you start to bring it into the home and offer it to your cat. It's wonderful. I love it.
That is so cool. So for a cat owner interested in exploring color therapy for their feline friends, how can they start to introduce this therapy into their cat's environment in a practical and safe way?
Beautiful question. One of the simplest ways to do it is to get 7. Now I say 7 because I work with the 7 main chakras. There are some modalities and some practitioners that believe that cats have more. Neither is wrong or right, but I work with the 7 main ones, which are the crown, the sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. So for those 7 main chakras, I would use 7 colors. Okay. And they, if you look anywhere online or in my new book, Cat Chakras, as you so beautifully mentioned at the beginning, thank you for that. I've got all the information about which colors you need for those 7 chakras. And you can either get pieces of fabric. So go to a local fabric store, which is what I did for my 2 boys. I went in and I could touch and feel the fabric to make sure that it, was good quality. And I picked the kind of 7 primary colors that I wanted to support the chakras. And I've got them around the house. So we've got 3 colors on the spare bed. Let me see, 3 on the spare bed. We've got 2 on the sofa because it's me and the 2 cats at home. So we've got color everywhere. So that means that's 5. I've got 1 on my bed and we've got 1 in the dining room. So they've got all of the 7 just pieces of fabric around the house so they can sleep on them if they want to. However, I appreciate that not everybody may want to go and invest in buying pieces of fabric. So one of the really simple ways that you can do it, go and get colored paper. It doesn't have to be fabric. It can be colored paper. It can be your wardrobe. Pop to your wardrobe, have a look and see what
my
color.
Cats are always sleeping on my laundry anyway. So
there we go. See, you should see what color that is next time you notice them.
I know. I will definitely pay attention.
So, you can go to your wardrobe and it can be socks, it can be t-shirts, right? It doesn't have to be pieces of fabric. If you're just starting out and you don't want to spend money on it, totally get that. So have a look and see what you've got around the house. And make sure it's things that your cat can, like you said, snuggle on, sit next to, sit with, and offer it to them. And the way that you do that is put it down, not near their food bowls, not near their litter trays, because color, as you said, has a frequency, and we don't want to change the frequency of a cat's environment, where they would have their essential resources. So spare room, bedroom, hallway, dining room, pop different bits of color around the house. And I would love people to get in touch and share, if they do it, what they see, because you will notice that your cat will go. It may not be to all 7. It may just be to 1 or 2, but you will notice that your cat will use that fabric. And by use it, I mean they will sit with it, they will sit on it, they may snuggle up in it. They will show you that they're using that color.